Fix that. That can't be a thing.
What's that?
Oof. I'm fixing something in Arc.
Okay. Well, I suspect it started recording. So am I doing this in Nightmare, am I?
Yes.
Because
Making you work a little bit. Reason?
Nightmare is the ultimate level of difficulty, the greatest test of your survival skill. Warning, for experienced survival experts only. Survivor Steam achievement can still be unlocked in Hard or Nightmare. Of course it can still be unlocked. If it couldn't be unlocked in Hard or Nightmare, I wouldn't be even attempting. Not that I care about that achievement. Do you really want to start a new game? All your say, yeah, you don't care about that.
Oh, crap. Didn't do a thing that I should have done, too bad. Have to backtrack now. That's okay.
So, are you planning on joining me on Alien?
Oh shit, I gotta go check. I'm raising a baby Giga, so I can't do that right this second. Because I have to keep... Oh, bet. Oh, bet it has an imprint.
Well, we're on movie clip time, so we can just chill and talk about Alien.
Yeah, could. Could technically.
Could technically, do we do that? So... yeah.
Let's see.
So we had the good news today about Sea of Sorrow coming out.
I want to listen to it. It's going to be good. I hope, but I'm confused about when this is technically taking place and what they're considering canon and not.
Yeah, because interestingly, I just noticed in the copyright for this game, they don't mention Resurrection. They only mention Alien 1, 2, and 3.
See, they just rejected it. Like, sorry, we love you, Perlman, and all, but
Like,
you aren't official.
We love you, Perlman. We absolutely love you, Michael Wincott. But the rest of you, including Sigourney Weaver, you know, just shoo, go away.
What does this thing want?
I mean, canonically, or in series, the book came out second for Sea of Sorrow. So you had Out of the Shadows, Sea of Sorrow, River of Pain. But for some reason, Audible, in their infinite wisdom, have released Out of the Shadows, River of Pain, and now are releasing the audio drama for Sea of Sorrows.
Huh. This is terrifying. Stop running.
Samuels! I like Samuels.
He's cool. Oh, he's a good character.
He's a very good character. I just love that bit when he beats a fucking synthetic to pieces.
Yeah, it was kind of a win.
It's like whack, whack, whack. I don't have time for this. Smash. But interestingly, obviously, you've listened to Out of the Shadows. I like the amount of references to Alien Isolation that comes up in Out of the Shadows.
Yeah, because what's his name? Ash. He references Sevastopol Station and like Amanda pretty much at some point, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he references Amanda. He references the fact that her file is classified. Well, obviously, she survives because if you watch the extended version of Aliens, Ripley gets told what happens to Amanda. If he also Hooper mentions the Working Joes, and when they first get onto the Narcissus and they're looking at this computer systems, it's all Siegs and terminals and that. So they're all current. They're all talking about what's he say? It's a Siegs and terminal for the Dark Ages. And if you listen to the sound effects in that audio drama, they are all basically ripped from Isolation.
Not a terrible thing.
No, not at all. I'm not complaining.
Did a good job.
It's not a complaint, it's an observation. I think
I feel like the only reason people might not like hiding, or just hiding in general, you have to do. Just like, you either die, or you hide. If you run, you die.
I think it's
Manipulation.
I think it's an overexposure to the Xeno that makes Isolation a little less effective as a game. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still giving it like 9.5 to 10 out of 10 in my own personal little brain rating kind of thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, as a game, it definitely suffers for overexposure to the alien, like far too much, especially in medical, because it's just
Yeah,
always
medical's like where
there.
it starts being really apparent because there's so many rooms you have to go through and gather so many items in not really a confined space, but I mean you are in like a ward, like a specific area of the station you have to repeatedly go through. You're not just on a set trail going from point A to point B with it following you. You have to backtrack and go all over the place, and this thing is going all over the place with you, whether it be on the floor or in the vents.
I mean, there are certain sections that you can sort of strong arm the alien. When it falls out of the vent in the psych ward, you can just absolutely sprint for the exit.
I've done that before, and I basically shit myself trying to get that code in, fumbled over it, and just like, oh god! And then I immediately go in and I hang a left, expecting the button to be on that side, because that's where it's been at on other doors to, like, you know, give myself an extra couple seconds to override, and it's on the other side, so I just say screw it, and I have to run more, because I know it's coming. Sucks.
I mean, medical's my second least favourite place. Actually, you know what, actually? As of last night, it is my third least favourite place in the game. My first least favourite, for obvious reasons, is the Hive. That place can go suck a big pile of fucking dicks. It's terrible. Followed very closely by the mini Hive right at the end, the habitation Hive. That place is fucking atrocious. 3 facehuggers in one corridor, and one of them comes from behind, and all you can hear is this little ee noise as it chases you down the fucking corridor.
Terrifyingly adorable.
Like, charge! He's there, fucking get him!
Pretty much. I'm not looking forward to that part, because I've watched it on, like, a playthrough, and I'm, you know, like you said, like, 20 minutes from the Hive, despite having the game for forever and a day, but, you know, shitting myself and refusing to play anymore. So...
I think, to be honest with you, once you've started the Hive, it's a psychological block for me, because it's just how it looks. It's dark, it's dingy, it's nasty, it's horrible. It's everything that the Hive should make you feel. And
right.
I think the thing that got me with the Hive was more that it was more a psychological horror element for me in the Hive than it was an actual I'm afraid of what's in here, because I know where everything is. I've finished the game twice, so I know where the facehuggers are, I know where the Xeno patrols, and I know where I'm going. So, in theory, I shouldn't be scared of any of it, but yet I'm still absolutely petrified to the point where I was on a caffeine buzz, an anxiety-based caffeine buzz that I was hating, so I came off early. But, yeah, it should just be one of those things that you should just be able to look at it and go, I know what's in here, I know where it all is, it's all scripted, I can walk away at any time. But, yeah, the atmosphere is terrifying. Whereas in the mini Hive, right at the end, the reason that's so damnably scary is because there's many facehuggers, and they kill you instantly, and they're little shits. Although... I will say that once you pass the Hive, my best bit of advice for you is if you see a bullshit-looking pile of boxes, it is bullshit, and just get your flamethrower out and hose the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one. There is one. I have died more to this one fucking facehugger than I have to the Xeno in medical.
Sounds awful. Just saying.
It really, really is.
Can I leave this thing unattended long enough to go play? It wants care in 17 minutes, and I'm just going to imprint it afterwards. Screw it. I already missed a couple.
So, like, what exactly do you have to do to imprint that? I mean, give us the shortened version, because Christ knows I've heard it before and it still hasn't stuck.
I just told you. You either have to give it kibble, or you have to go on a walk with it, or you just press a simple button to cuddle with it, and then you get a stat boost. And that's pretty much all it is. And I've already used like 2 of them because I was too busy spacing out building things, and then I should have had 2 imprints, but I missed them. Probably 3.
Oh dear.
Oh well. I can fix it.
It happens.
Yep. Alright. Let's see. Where is isolation at? Is it actually in...
Oh, have you got
No,
have you own a physical copy?
Yes, I actually have to look for it. If I can't find it, then I just go right back to Ark.
You anachronistic dinosaur on your discs.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't have high-speed internet where I live.
No, you have internet stuck together with sticky tape and hamster jizz.
Lord. Alright, the game is already in the console. Alright. That's good. I don't actually have to look for it. Not that I would have been super proud. Oh, why did you suddenly just boot that? I did not... Alright. That's...
I'm assuming you're starting from where you left off at Apollo's core.
Yeah... I
Can't
need more
say I blame you.
alcohol.
What are you drinking again? Malibu and what?
Malibu and some kind of Tropicana strawberry peach.
That sounds
it, which makes
That still sounds revolting.
It just tastes basically like, you know, like just strawberry and like coconut, or strawberry, peach, and coconut. It just tastes like a fruit juice. I don't honestly taste any alcohol in it, but my taste buds might be a little fried. It doesn't taste like anything but fruit juice.
I still absolutely adore the attention to detail they went to in this game. To the point where they went through 3 terabytes of movie data to be able to find out the materials used, the costs, the looks, everything. And then they modelled everything off of it.
I could always make a new gamer tag and start a new playthrough alongside you, but I don't really want to.
No. You start where you start. You start where you left off, because I mean, I'm starting where I left off.
I don't remember the controls.
You'll work them out.
I'll know which one it is to go into a locker. It's A. Hold A.
Yep. Credit to this game.
Don't press it again after you get into the locker until you're absolutely sure.
This is the only game that I have ever spent 10 minutes cowering in a locker.
Oh, I spend longer than 10 minutes. I just leave it, like, sitting there, and I'll just do other shit in the room because the bitch is, like, walking by, and walking by, and walking by, and I try to scare her as I come back. Oh, guess what? It's coming back, full force. Alright. Thanks. Continue game. You should be able to have, like, at least, like, 3 save files on this. This is rather bullshit that you have to overwrite it every time.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
It'd be really nice if they put out, you know, like a 100 meg update to the game or something that allowed for like 3 save files.
Oh, they're
like
never
that
going
would take
to.
them. They're never going to do it, but
no,
because
I mean,
if they did.
What year was this game? 2014.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, the game it's not new anymore. This game's nearly 4 years old.
If it had been out for like a year, power down the conduit. Right hemisphere
I know
over.
where you are.
Left. Right?
You go right first. Blue door.
How do you remember that?
I've done it.
Is the alien in here?
No. You have no alien to fear. You have to deal with those bullshit working Joes that are wearing body armor. So I'm now on Sevastopol. Yeah, I think I once heard someone, I can't remember who said it, if you notice the little details, they've done the big, like, the big things are all so correct that you can just, you're allowed to notice the small things, if that makes sense. Like, if everything's fucked, you can't see the, you can't see the forest for the trees. Or is it, no, you can't see the trees for the forest, whereas if everything's good, you can't see the forest for the trees. I think I got that the right way around that time. That makes sense?
Vaguely, yes. Ooh,
Like,
I made a thing.
If
A
they,
true
I mean, like,
engineer constructed one of each. I thought I already did that. Everything was full.
well, you must, you know, you didn't have your noisemaker till recently.
But I have 3 on hand because I made them.
Well, clearly you've only just got the achievement.
Slow. I have like 6 flares, 2 stun baton charges, 3 med kits. I have 0 pipe bombs on me. 3 Molotovs, 2 Impia mines, 2 flashbangs, 2 smoke bombs, and 3 noisemakers.
In fact, actually, I've got a perfect example for what I was just saying. So, this game, you can see the little details, the extremes they've gone to for the little details, because all of the main fundamentals of the game were done right. Whereas Ark, I can't see any of the little details, because the big details are so randomly fucked.
There's nothing in this room.
There should be one room that's got a computer terminal to turn off the, to do a thing. If you're surprised, get out your motion tracker, it'll tell you where to go. Now, hopefully, I remember where the fuck I've got to go, because I ain't about to be handed a motion tracker. Lens glare.
Sure, I was supposed to go in through the blue door first.
Turn right? Yeah, I'm 99% certain you had to go through the blue door first.
Alright. First jump scare him out of this shit.
I think you got problems. You put me on nightmare, right? This game freaks me out on normal.
Nope. There's a thing. There's a person. What do I do with it?
A person? Where? Down in the room.
No,
It should be.
there's a bloop.
It's just look through the window. If you, I know where you are. Look through the window. You'll be able to see the Joe down in the server. Not something you need to panic about.
I don't like doing parts of games I'm not familiar with.
Well, I'm walking you through it, and I'm not even at that part. Stop whining.
I will keep whining. Fuck off.
I fucking noticed. I have no idea where you get the medkit fucking thing from down here, because I keep seeming to get blueprints in different places. Climb the ladder. Yeah, I think the Alien universe is going some really good places these days. I quite enjoyed Covenant after all that.
How do I... Oh, that one. That one. J. Haha.
What on earth are you doing?
Shut off the turbine ventilation. Where's the shut off nearby?
Orange. You once you've done in the blue end, you go down to the orange end.
I suspected as much.
You're alright till you're down in the core. Once you're down in the core, you've got to deal with the Joes, and that's basically it.
I remember watching Markiplier do that, and I was like, ha ha ha. We're gonna save since we did that part.
0340. William Hope! I can't unhear it now. Once you realise that Marshall Waits is played by Gorman, you can't unhear it.
I don't like this room.
No one likes that room. You're about to go and deal with a shitload of Joes. Oh, word of the wise, when you're down there, you can't kill the Joes for shit. They are so difficult to kill. So, my advice would be... No, doesn't do shit. They could take like 3 blasts. The only way to kill the armoured Joes reliably is bolt gun round to the head.
I don't have a...
No, you don't. Not yet. You'll have it soon enough.
I don't know what the door was supposed to...
Did I not do the power? I'm sure I redid the power. Nope, I'm a dum-dum. I did not redo the power.
How do I... Oh my gosh. Please stand up. There we go. Amanda.
You wait till you're saying that that bloody face hugger. There's just this one bit It's in a pile of boxes right behind the door, and it's...
You know I don't intend on getting that far today, right?
No, I know you don't. It's
Not at night.
it is not long after the core, so I would not be surprised if you didn't get there. There be a Nostromo logged in there. There's a shitload of stuff on the floor. I don't know why let you talk me into doing this on fucking Nightmare. Just not because I'm scared of it, because it doesn't give you any goddamn resources.
Quality spacing, self-regulation, life fast, move across stage, reliable, efficient, sustaining, true seems product. Shared, nothing, audio, nothing, utility, error. Well,
Not very forthcoming, is it?
yeah, the issue is I can't hear anything that's happening in the game because otherwise it's going to come through the headset. So I don't know. I can't hear anything.
Have you not got two headsets? Plug one into your pad.
But, mine are both earbuds.
Yeah, so I mean, you plug one earbud into... Have you not got, like, two sets of earbuds? Plug one into your pad, one into your Skype.
Oh, Lord.
That way, at least you get a vague idea of what's going on in the game.
I don't want to play this part. I want to go back and keep an eye on my Giga. It looks like it's going to die. Just because it keeps, like, getting little imprints, so it's increasing its health, so it looks worse than what it is.
I'm sure it'll be fine. That game is kind of arse.
I was way better off not hearing this.
Why, what did you hear?
Soundtrack.
The soundtrack on this game is bang on. We've talked about this at length, but I feel like getting it on video. The reason why I think... The main reason I honestly... Go on.
I'm done. I don't want to do this.
Go on. Yeah, I think the main reason that Resurrection was such an arse film is its soundtrack alone. The film would have been good if it had the decent soundtrack from the other films. Oh, swingy lights. Dynamic lighting. See that gearbox? That's what good lighting looks like.
I don't know
You
where I'm supposed to
bastards. You meant to go... Are you in the orange corridor now? Because it's like, when you go through the door in the orange corridor, there's like a spinny looking thing.
I did this thing already, and... Hold on.
Then you go back to the main...
Again.
You do the spit. You go to the corridor, like the orange corridor. You do the main thing in the orange corridor, if that makes sense. And then you go back on yourself to where the spinny room is.
Conduit through the turbine shaft.
Get your motion tracker out. That'll tell you where you need to be. I don't even get one of those yet, and when I do, apparently the damn thing don't work. You do know it's very, very, very unlikely that I will ever finish. It's very unlikely I will ever finish this game on Nightmare.
I don't have any headset batteries.
You've no flashlight?
Nope.
To be honest with you, you're so close to the bit that you don't want to have your flashlight turned on that you're not going to lose anything to that. So, yeah, Sea of Sorrows is coming out. I'm dead set looking forward to that. 400 years after the events of Out of the Shadows, so 430 years after the events of Alien. So it must be the clone Ripley. I can't think it can be anyone else, surely. I don't know how to feel about that, but I'm still looking forward to it. I mean, River of Pain was fucking brilliant.
I can't see anything.
Turn your TV brightness up, your gamma correction.
It's pretty bright, I'd like to say. Options.
You're not going to bump into anything in that vent, so just keep following it until you get there. Either that, or have you got any Molotovs?
Flares. I do have Molotovs. I don't want to waste those, though.
You don't have to throw them, you just get them out.
Oh.
It acts exactly like I mean, you could get out a flare if you really wanted to.
I turned it up a little bit. Didn't help that much.
Yeah, pull out a Molotov. You don't have to throw it, just pull it out, and it'll do the job from there.
Oh, that's nice.
Same with the flamethrower. That's how I managed to get through with barely ever picking any flashlight batteries up. I just pull out the flamethrower. That dude be dead. Tragically, there's no reflections or shadows in this game. I don't understand why they didn't put them in. I suppose hardware requirements might have something to do with it. So are you psyched for Sea of Sorrows? Or are we going to do the same thing as normal, where I play it down the headset and a couple of weeks later you go and buy it?
I'd rather buy it because I'm not gonna remember half of what I heard. So.
I mean, like, you can't deny River of Pain was really good.
It was very good.
For anyone who hasn't heard it, I strongly recommend it. It's an audio drama with Colin Salmon, Alexander Siddig, and Philip Glenister. Set basically, it's the audio play version of Newt's Tale, the comic book. Only they managed to insert Colonial Marines in there as well, and it was really good. It's the direct sequel to Out of the Shadows, and that is even better. Actually, I don't know. Which would you say? Actually,
I'd say there's more action in Out of the Shadows than you're going to get in River of Pain, but I like the story, so it kind of trumps it in River of Pain for me.
Well, you think there's more? I thought there was more action in River of Pain.
That's kind of more at the tail end. I feel like since there's already like a threat on board the station, like when Ripley comes to in Out of the Shadows, like there's already going to be a fight right there. And
I suppose, yeah, they do spend quite a while walking around doing not much of anything in River of Pain.
It's like more like backstory that's fleshing it out, so you get more attached to the characters.
I have no issue with that. I really enjoy that kind of thing. I like fluff, but yeah, I think I preferred River of Pain overall, but Out of the Shadows, I did enjoy. I really enjoyed it. It's a close tie if it's maybe River of Pain a little bit more, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I feel like there's just a little bit more action in Out of the Shadows, but you feel like it's incoming because you kind of know what's going to happen. And River of Pain, because, I mean, you know what happens to, like, Newt's family and everything, so you know it's inevitably going to be bad.
Well, there's a certain amount of inevitability with the whole thing with River of Pain. And since
Out of the Shadows, you're just kind of like, why is this here? Like, why isn't this mentioned in the second movie? Blah, 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 blah. So you have a lot more questions going into that and how it's going to wrap up.
I mean, true, but you do know that she's the only one that's going to get out because of the fact that she's the only character that's then in different movies.
Right.
I mean, I'm very much looking forward to listening to the book versions, because, I mean, obviously the book versions is like reading a book over a movie, is that you get so much more details in the books. Tragically lacking Philip Glenister in the book, though. I like Philip Glenister. He was Sergeant Draper, the bad sergeant.
He was a dick. I just wanted to punch him in the face. Just saying, he was a dick.
I agree, but he's
got better
acted as
at the end.
well, just before he betrays everyone.
Like he was a little bit better briefly. I think what was it? Was it Paris that was just like, yeah, he's like an asshole, but if you actually give him something to do that's fighting, then you don't want anyone else besides him at your back, pretty much. I was like, yeah, he did pretty well when like shit started to go down. But then anyway, he's like, oh, I have a way to save my ass. Peace. I'm like, oh,
Peace.
there you
We're
go.
out.
Bye.
Like, nice knowing you, mate. On you go.
Oh Lord.
It makes me really sad how bad, how weird the series for Aliens has gone over time. I mean, you had Alien 1, which is like 9.9 out of 10. Then you had Aliens, which is like 10 out of 10. And then you had Alien 3, which, I mean, let's be honest, Alien 3 didn't stand a chance. It was a wonderful film, but it never stood a... I don't even think it was that weird. I really enjoyed it. It didn't stand a chance against Aliens. It's like the impossible act to follow. It's like an indie band that no one's ever heard of out of somebody's garage going up against, like, AC/DC. It's like, you don't stand a chance. You are dead from the off. But it just got slated by studio issues, development issues. It was just... Ugh. It just fell apart. But then it was followed up by fucking Resurrection. Just... Let's be honest, it's like 2 out of 10. It's crap. Such an atrocious film. It took me two playthroughs of Prometheus to like Prometheus, though. To be fair, two viewings.
It was not a bad movie. I was pleased with it, but the story just left me with more questions. And then they had all the extra stuff, and the by the way, the cutscenes and this, that, and the other, and you're like, that answers some of the stuff, but it was pretty to look at. It left me with a lot of questions, but it was an attractive film.
Well, when it comes to Prometheus, my exact wording when I found out about all the extra shit in the director's version, the cutout scenes and everything, is that's what I need to make my movie make sense. Is a shitload of stuff they didn't put in the movie. Like, well done, Ridley Scott. Go get yourself a fucking colouring book. And then
it was interesting.
Yeah,
that's all I can say about it.
Like the first time round, I suppose I don't know that the bits that people seem to be stumped by didn't bother me that much. They didn't stump me. It was more that the overall. So there is references to the Xenos throughout, not just the Deacon at the end. Like when they go into that tomb with all the urns, there's shitloads of iconography and pictures that are directly depicting Xenos. So obviously David didn't create them in Covenant. He's just found the damn things, and that's been confirmed in the book that he didn't create the Xenos.
The weird thing is though that like he was breeding them in a sense. Like, oh, let me see if I can get a better variation with this and do this experiment. I think I can get the perfect one with this egg. I was just like, don't mess up the.
I think
whatever,
he was.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think he was fucking with them somehow, but he wasn't. He's nowhere near the creator. I think he was trying to make them a bit more docile, a bit more malleable. But for obvious reasons, one does not simply fuck with the xenomorphs.
Yeah, he does. Because reasons. He tries.
And then you've got obviously you've got Alien Covenant, which was, I thought it was all right. I don't think it shines a torch on the originals, but it's. I personally felt that it was an all right movie.
I need to rewatch it because I think I only watched it. Well, actually, I think I watched it twice. I saw it in theaters. I think. Yeah, I saw it in theaters, and then I bought it, and then I watched it. And I was just like, I need to rewatch this and focus a little bit more. But the ending made me angry, so.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that. Won't spoil that one too much because there still may be people out there who haven't seen it, and if those people are indeed watching this. Yeah. I think I think that at this point there's too much going on for Alien. So they were talking about doing an Alien reboot for between basically Alien 3 redone because of everyone feels they fucked it up. They clearly feel that too, so they want to reboot it, which is, fair. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do.
They should have just gone on with what was Michael Biehn and Sigourney. They were in for the next one, and then they're like, "No, we're gonna cancel this." Like, screw you! You had them game for it. She wanted to finish up the series.
The trouble is it's so easy to forget the age of these properties when you're a major fan and have been for years. So I used to work with a lad who was probably about 15, 16, and I once mentioned Arnold Schwarzenegger's name to him, and he had no idea, unironically no idea, who Arnold Schwarzenegger was, because it's so easy to forget that Arnie is in his 70s, Sigourney Weaver is in her 70s.
Yeah, and then we're just like, hey, Commando, hey, Predator, hey, Aliens, hey, this, and you're just there. There's like, what do you talk about? I'm like, oh, I feel old.
I mean,
Not
think
really
about
old,
it.
But I feel old.
The cast of Alien are old enough now that they are starting to die of old age, tragically.
Weren't you trying to point out that they were passing in order or something?
No, I'm not. It's nothing to do with planning. Because you had John Hurt, who obviously is the first to die. I mean, it's not entirely true because the guy who played the alien, I can never remember his name. It's an African sounding name, and I just can't pronounce it to begin with.
I should know it because a lady that I worked with, I think her sister went to college with him.
He died a long time ago. He was only 40. Yeah. So he's the first one to have actually died. I'm not sure about the woman who played Mother. She's the only other one registered in IMDb other than the main cast. But then you had John Hurt died, who obviously in the film he was the first to die to the alien. Then you had Harry Dean Stanton has died. In fairness to him, he was in his 90s. It was inevitable. And we're on to a freaky deaky coincidence if Tom Skerritt is the next person to die.
I don't know how to say this guy's name either. I just looked it up and I'm like, I don't want to butcher this.
Yeah, that's why I refused to try and pronounce it. That and the fact I couldn't tell you without looking it up, and I don't really want to leave a game sitting here not doing anything while I'm looking something up on IMDb.
First name is Eolaji. Balaji?
Apparently they picked him because he was such a tall motherfucker that he there's some really interesting facts surrounding the production of Alien.
7'2", though. Woo.
Do you know the cast were not allowed to see him out of the costume. They never saw him out of the costume until after the production, because they didn't want him to identify him
like a person.
Yeah. They wanted him to be the alien.
But yeah, he died from sickle cell. That's crazy. He's only 39. That's freaking sad.
I thought he died in a car crash. I'm probably thinking of somebody else. I did like a massive binge of IMDb facts.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, he wasn't old. He was only in his 30s, wasn't he? 30s or 40s or something.
Yeah, he was 39.
It's not old. I mean, think about it. He's not that much older than me. Only 10 years.
Yeah. So, are you going to start up or?
Start up what?
Game?
What do you mean, start up? I'm currently at the bit where you turn off the generator.
Like, which part are you at? Like, what do you mean? Like...
Where I'm currently wandering through the bit with Axel, where you've got to sneak past the guys in the main, hallway thing and turn off the generator.
Yeah, because you weren't saying what you were doing, so I wasn't sure if you, had paused it and...
No. I find it really obnoxious when people do that in YouTube videos, where they leave something, like a blank screen. Or a screen where no one's doing anything. That shit drives me nuts, so I refuse to do it.
Got it, I know where you're at then.
I mean, I've now got to chill out here. I'm just going to quickly check the time. How long have we been going for? 40 minutes. To be fair, I've left all the
Nice.
cutscenes intact.
Oh boy. And I'm over here on Facebook, of course, because I don't want to go any further. I've been doing my usual.
You're busy bricking yourself there.
Not bricking myself per se. I'm just not enjoying the soundtrack with this particular game.
I think Alien is the prime example of a good soundtrack. It's not something you'd listen to on its own, but it is good enough that you can that it basically personifies the atmosphere. No, not personified. It amplifies the atmosphere of the film. I think it's an excellent soundtrack.
Can't say I'm a big fan of this right now. I'd rather do this during the day. I don't think I can do this right now.
I think I feel. I mean, to be fair, I've got nothing to fear.
You're at the easy part. The beginning's the great part. Where you
Oh, I
just
don't
have
know.
just enough of a jump scare. Just enough.
Yeah, well, my last playthrough, our question was finally answered, where the alien drops back down after it kills Axel.
That's true. So yes, anyone that's watching, if you linger around like, I'm gonna explore, this guy just got his brains eaten out. The
I
aliens guy
didn't
will come
even
back.
linger.
It will come back.
I didn't even linger, and I was on easy because I was going for the playthrough where I collected all the what's its name things.
But yeah, if you stay in that area with the transport for too long, it will drop back down. You're welcome to sit in the transport and wait, and I think it might drop down within sight, but you need to close that door immediately.
Well, it came in, and I was really surprised. Like I heard it did it, but I've never seen it.
No, that's a trick. Get out.
I still think that even given its game's age, its graphics are fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, if you're comparing it to the other Alien games that have been on console, I mean, in general as well, though, compared to those. Oof,
I'm not necessarily talking Alien. I'm talking games. I'm just talking games.
That's true. It is pretty good. I wish Ark was that smooth. I don't need the fear that Isolation has while I'm trying to tame dinosaurs, because reasons, but I wish it ran as smoothly.
This is like prodding a bear in the nadgers with a taser. You're just inviting me to rant about Ark.
No, you're not allowed to rant about Ark. That's not what this video is about. I'll make a comment because I like the game, but if you start on it, they'll just be hearing about frame rate for an hour and a half.
It's a completely legitimate fucking thing to talk about. Now, I couldn't care less about the 30 to 60 frame rate argument that most people come up with in this kind of situation, but that game has such a broken frame rate. It is so fucked.
It is pretty bad.
I really want to know if it is better on the PC. Oh, I never noticed this. To sort of defend the player, the opening section has smoke coming out of everywhere. Not that it's going to save me on Nightmare, but you know.
So, is Axel still alive, or?
No, Axel's dead now.
Alright, so you're probably going to be going to the room with all those people where she's like, oh my god, there's a person down there, and you get your security access to it and all that shit.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm heading in that general direction now. I'm just next to the transit thing where the alien is being a dick.
You are probably going to have to deal with one-hit kills from people, so remember, they all have guns. It's not like you can run at them after getting shot 3 or 4 times.
I didn't even attack a single person last time.
I'm saying if they see you.
Yep, there it was. I saw it again.
The alien?
Yeah, it dropped down. I think it did it just because I hit the button.
Oh shit.
I've never noticed that before.
Whole lot of no.
Oh dear. I think that this is definitely the pinnacle of the Alien games. I mean, I've played some that I really, really liked. I mean, AVP 2010, I did like 3 playthroughs of it, and each time I played it, it got better. But you had AVP 1 and 2, which AVP 1 was wonderful. I love that game.
I think it was the second one I had. I don't remember. I know I sent a picture to you at some point, but I have to. I'd like to play it again. I like playing as a facehugger. I like scurrying around.
Yeah, it was 2 then. If you were playing as a facehugger or a chestburster, it was AVP 2. Which is a very good game. It's hard as hell, but it's a good game. I'm trying to think which Alien games I've played over time. I've played loads. I remember vaguely playing the side-scrolly RPG one back in the day, but it's a long time ago.
I only ever played the AVP2 one, and I have the, I guess it was AVP for 360.
That's the one I'm talking about, AVP 2010 or AVP 3. It was an alright game. The Predator missions were a bit bullshit.
I was nervous trying to play as the, You can play as any of them in that game, right? I think you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to think about it. I was like, oh yeah, you're the experiment. You have like the number, like what, you're like number 6 or number 9 or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. I liked playing as the xenomorph because just of the wall climbing abilities. I liked being maneuverable. I like that in video games. And then I'm like, if I play as the human, I'm fucked either way. This is great. All the things that want to kill me in very, very, just terrible ways are just active.
Well, you also had
you're gonna get face raped, or your skulls are gonna get like ripped out by your spine. Like, there's no good way to die.
You had AVP. There's been loads of AVP games. Yeah. The Predator missions were terrible. The Alien missions were passable. The Marine missions were alright, but I found that they didn't get really good unless you played them on a higher difficulty. And it's like you started off dark corridors. Don't you dare shoot me! No! Oh, two shots and you're dead. That's how that works.
I figured it was gonna be 1 or 2 shots on that level difficulty.
Yeah. But yeah, I sent you a video clip of it not long ago. I don't know if you actually watched it or not. It's a really old one for the Atari Jaguar. AVP on the Atari Jaguar.
I think I watched it.
There's a lot of it if you watched it. It's like 3-4 hours for the Marine campaign. It's still to this day is rated as one of the scariest games of all time because the hardware of the console didn't allow for sound effects, like for like movement sound effects. So all you had was attack sound effects. And because you're moving so fucking slowly, you turn a corner, the next thing you know, you've got a fucking alien chomping on your ass. And it was actually pretty goddamn intense. It was scary. But yeah, I've still got my copy somewhere. It's genuinely quite a scary game.
I'd like to play it at some point, or I should watch it on YouTube maybe.
Playing it's not aged well. It's like playing any game from '94 at this point. If you're really not invested before you start, it's aged pretty fucking terribly. Graphically, it's like most games from the era where it was all like JPEGs. In fact, they had a special kind of JPEG for it. It was called JAGPEGs.
JAGPEGs.
Yeah. That was my first exposure to Aliens, was AVP on the Jaguar.
So you hadn't watched the movies prior?
No, I was only like 7 when I played that game. My mother rather wisely didn't allow me to watch those movies until she didn't know I was watching them. She objected heavily all the way up to the age of 18, me watching any R-rated or 18 movie. I'd seen them long.
Like,
yeah.
Oh.
You see, rather handily, my grandmother had recorded Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection for me, which were the first ones I saw. Shit.
That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, Mum didn't know for years. Yeah, but my second exposure to Alien would have been the Alien Trilogy game, which I sent you a clip of the intro movie earlier.
Yeah, I watched that. That looked interesting.
Well, the game itself is janky as fuck. It's just it's some serious hinky bullshit at this point in time. It's aged fucking horribly. But
I think
the
my first exposure was through the second movie, and that was probably when I was between 11 and 13. It was good. I liked it.
I remember because of those games, I used to play AVP in the school playground with my friends.
Oh God.
And I remember getting in a major debate because I didn't see Predator till I was about 13. My stepdad
Yeah, that's
got
probably
it at
around
me
my
on.
age. I saw it too.
My stepdad picked it me up when I was 13 on the VHS. And I fucking adored it, you know, but I was playing it. Oh, I hear the Xeno. But yeah, I hadn't seen the movie till I was. I'd have been about 13.
Is it active yet already? Like, have
No,
you already? Okay.
I've just got the revolver.
Oh. You did. Oh, you didn't pay attention.
I
Before
saw
you
it.
got the revolver.
I saw
okay,
it.
Okay.
Don't panic. I did notice it when I was mid-sentence. But yeah, it's like I got in a major argument with my friend Ash when I was about 10. It's like, cause like we were playing AVP in the playground, and I pretended to shoot him with the plasma caster, and he goes, "The Predator doesn't have a rocket launcher." I'm like, "Yeah, he does." No, he doesn't.
He does.
Yeah, he does. Nuh-uh.
We were playing stuff like Transformers, like Beast Wars Transformers, not like this newer crap Transformers.
See, I grew up way different than that. I never got Transformers. I never got the all the Looney Tunes and the fucking all the cartoons that everyone else got. I got Star Trek and The Simpsons.
Nah, I had Beast Wars. Like, that was what's up with Optimus and Rhinox and Rat Trap and Dinobot and Cheetor and all those other ones.
Yeah, my brother got the my brother got the Turtles. My brother got the Transformers. My mates all got it as well.
That was great too.
No, I was never into Digimon and Pokemon. I sort of saw through the bullshit with that and realised it wasn't so much a cartoon to be like enjoying. It was more just a sort of hey kid, go to your mum quick. She's got disposable income that can buy you toys and cards.
I had some cards, not a lot. I don't know whatever happened to them. I had a couple decent ones that one of my friends had got me. It was like, you know, those Japanese holographic ones that weren't exactly easy to come by. And I was like, I'm sad. I think it was like an Omnimon that I got for like a birthday present. I'm like, I want to know where that card went. But I do still have my Digivices somewhere.
One of my friends gave me some cards, like a little tiny deck of them, like maybe 12, 13 cards, trying to get me into it. And they just sort of went missing over time. But do you know what I collected when I was a kid? Pogs.
Stars of Dirt. Oh.
Pogs.
Nice. I had some Pogs.
Pogs and Tazos. I had one Tazos is like, it's like a Pog, only it's got like little notches in it. You can make like little structures out of them, and they released like Star Wars one in Walker's Crisps for years, and I fucking loved it. I was collecting them because I'm like a massive Star Wars fan, always have been, and I just got so into it. It was unreal. Oh. Yeah, I grew up on Star Wars and Star Trek, sci-fi. When all the other kids were busy like playing FIFA and like fucking NBA games, I was all things Star Wars. If it didn't have Star Wars written on it, I didn't give a fuck. If you came to me and said, "Oh, I want to play on Dukes of Hazzard," I was like, "It hasn't got Star Wars written on it. Go fuck yourself."
I think I was more for gaming into Tekken and like Test Drive 6 and Driver and Spyro. If I was going to play games, like, I would put hours into Spyro. If they actually re-released that on the PlayStation 4, I
never had Spyro.
I will actually turn this on. I will use this console.
Yeah, mine never sees any action. I got it purely for Horizon, Killzone, and Crash Bandicoot, and I still don't play on any of those games. Um, no, I had Tekken 3. That was the only Tekken I really got into. I really want to pick up the new one and have a go at that.
I had 2, 3, 4, tag, and 5, and I just kind of stopped because they got, like, PS3s were coming out and all that shit, and I just never have that, so I was just stuck on PlayStation 2 until I got an Xbox 360, and I was really hoping for, like, a PS3. And I was like, this is like a whole new controller, this is a new console, they don't have the games I want to play on here, so I had to just relearn everything.
Well, truth be told, I got a PS3. They don't do. They got really weird like resolution settings. They refuse to go above 720 on games, which I kind of think is right because the Xbox does it. I don't know. It's just really weird.
That does sound kind of weird.
But jumping back to all things Alien, because we are playing Alien.
You were playing Alien.
Have you given up?
It is nighttime. I ain't doing this shit right now.
You wuss.
Of course I'm a wuss. I have no shame. I don't care.
So, Colonial Marines, the elephant in the room. Do you remember the original? I think I sent you some footage of the original Colonial Marine project on the PS2. Did you ever see anything of it back in the day? Oh, Xeno's about to come in.
Oh dear. I don't really remember any of it because I didn't have as much exposure to it. I saw the movie because my dad brought it over, and then I was like fucking paranoid of like dark spots in the ceiling after that for, I don't know, a couple days. Understandable, at least to me. At that point, I was just like, oh my god. You always think horror movies and you think like, someone coming around the corner with like a hacksaw or something, and then I'm like, there's this monster that has little monsters, and they climb on the ceilings, and they climb on the ceilings, like the big ones and the little ones. Why do I have to watch all of the spots now?
It's some freaky shit.
It was terrible. But yeah, and Predator was like my first DVD. Like we got a DVD player, or like I did specifically, and the only DVD I had was Predator. And if you're a kid and you have one thing that works on it, you're gonna repeatedly watch it over and over and over. And that's what I did.
I just remember when Colonial Marines was originally announced. I was so fucking excited. I was like,
I heard
yes.
things about it, but then I got it from the library because they had, game rentals at the time, and they've done away with it now, which is unfortunate because they're too expensive, I guess, to maintain or get new ones.
Yeah,
and
it's an expensive industry.
Impressed.
I mean, it's not that. Well, it was released. It was being announced in like 2001. It was due for release in like 2002. It was sitting in this like limbo, and it sort of disappeared off everyone's radars. And I remember I was gutted as hell that it wasn't coming. And then one day my mate says, "You're an Alien fan." I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Have you seen what's in this magazine?" He hands me the Xbox release magazine, the Xbox 360 magazine, and lo and behold, there it is, Colonial Marines. And I'm like, you fucking what? And I'm looking at this, it's one little screenshot of a guy holding a motion tracker surrounded by a bunch of guys carrying pulse rifles, and I'm like,
You just died on the inside, like, I
did. I was so happy. But then I decided that I was going to stay away from any marketing spiel from it, because I knew exactly what they were going to fucking do. They were going to get me hyped, and then I was going to be fucking disappointed. I didn't know they were going to do what they actually did. But, like, then my other mate comes to me a couple of years later, because I was sort of keeping an eye on Colonial Marines. I knew it had been announced, I knew it was potentially coming, and it just kept getting spun out, and it was 2013 when it came out. But like a couple of years later, my mate hands me a copy of Xbox magazine, different friend, and there's a picture of a guy holding a pulse rifle. I'm like, shit, is this Colonial Marines? He goes, no mate, that's the new AVP. And I'm like,
You just died to get on the inside, like, oh my god, it's another thing.
But in that space, like not long before the announcement for Colonial Marines, I'd had my love for Alien reaffirmed by the release of Predator Concrete Jungle. because the Xenos turn up in that, and the whole game is just wonderful. 10 out of 10 kind of a game. It is so brilliant.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was just, yeah. I was just ready for it, you know. I was like, yeah, my love of Aliens has been rediscovered. This is just fantastic. And then AVP came out, and I was like, yeah, it's all right. And then Colonial Marines came out, and I do believe my exact words were, "Saw that coming."
Yeah, I remember hearing about it, but I wasn't really keeping track of it because I don't think I had a console that could run it at the time. So it was just like, oh, that's awesome that it's coming out, but I can't play it, so there's not really too much of a reason for me to get hyped over it. So I would just hear about it every so often, and then I would be like, oh, that's cool. And then every time I just would get like the urge to look into it, it would be like, oh, it's been postponed, or oh, the release date was for this, so, you know. It just was kind of off the radar.
The basic rundown to exactly what happened is the Gearbox got everyone hyped with a pre-rendered bullshit trailer saying, oh yeah, Aliens Colonial Marines is coming, it's the direct sequel to Aliens, and then they basically just produced a pre-rendered fucking footage thing that was nothing like the eventual product, and everyone just called them on the bullshit. The game has its issues. The game has a lot of problems. It is basically Ark for Aliens fans, with it just on the level of sheer problems that game possesses. But
yeah, I played like maybe 25 to 35 minutes of it, and it wasn't something that was pulling me in. I don't really like shooters to begin with, so you're giving me a very awkward game with obvious shooting, and then I also am being paranoid because of aliens, so it's like, great.
Yeah, but the aliens, there's nothing to be paranoid on. I get why you personally were paranoid, because you don't handle the aliens very well. They pop out of nowhere and they fuck you up, and that's your experience with aliens. But yeah, they were, for want of a better I just think, for want of a better terminology, they were fucked. Their AI was knackered. Obviously, eventually some legend came along and redid it. I mean, he did a brilliant job with the Colonial Marines mod. It was a full rework mod called the Templar GTX mod, or GFX mod, I can't remember, one or the other. It was very good. It was incredibly well done, but you can't completely unfuck fucked. You know, you couldn't repair it to the extent that everyone would have liked, but better than nothing. But the AI was knackered, the graphics were terrible, the audio's glitched in a lot, and something like silly, like 3 or 4 missions, you're actually seeing any of the aliens. I mean, I'm aware that seems a bit strange, considering my major criticism of this game is overexposure to the Xeno.
Yeah, but this game was meant to kind of be like, survival horror, and it's scarier when you don't see it as often, because it feels like it's a bigger threat versus, oh, you've become an inconvenience. I'd like to leave this locker. I've looked at the same Post-it note and postcard for, the past 25 minutes, because you can't decide where you want to go. Like, do you need the motion tracker to get somewhere? Because I will give this to you if this gets you to the other side of the stage.
Well, I've just got the motion tracker, and I know exactly what's wrong with it. Although it does sort of still tell me where I can... It does to an extent. No, not...
An extent.
Yeah, it is broken. It is royally broken. It does vaguely tell me where I need to go, though, I'll say that much for it.
Oh, Lord.
Luckily, I'm only playing this on this difficulty for this video. Because otherwise I'd be having the worst time.
Well, we can continue this video tomorrow, obviously, if you're not doing anything, because I will be available. So.
You're wanting me to do this into a series, are you?
Of course I am, because I get to enjoy listening to you suffer a little bit at a time.
Because there are other games I can play on,
No, they're not. Anytime I suggest something, you're like, I don't want to do that, I'm going to play this. I'm like, well...
Because normally you're telling me to play Fable, which is also something I can't record, or you're trying to make me... Oh, I found the noisemaker, by the way, it's in comms.
Inquisition. You could play Inquisition, but no, you can't. You won't go and play the first two games to make sense of it all.
I can't. I will. If I want to play Inquisition and be able to record it, I have to go and buy EA Origins.
But
it doesn't. It doesn't. I can only play games that are on the PC or that I have on the PC. So at the moment, I am partially restricted as to what I can play.
Gotcha. We're gonna make you play Resi 6.
Thank Christ I don't have that on the PC.
I would buy it for you, and you'd just like... It could be like your angry video of the year. You play it. It would be wonderful.
Oh dear God, the amount of bad things I could say about that game.
I think it'd be funny. Just saying. Maybe that's just me, but I think it'd be really funny. I enjoyed it. It was really fun, but I like the co-op option. That's just my thing, and I like the new characters. But I didn't play the original one, so I really don't have the same grasp on Resident Evil as you do, so I didn't mind it as much.
See, I'm going to hold my tongue. I am going to hold my tongue because I could rant for 3 hours about all of the issues with Resi fucking 6.
Oh, I know you could. I don't doubt any of that.
You know what? If I can, depending on which one I can get working the best, the next video we shall do will either be Resi 1, 0, or 7. Probably Resi 1 or 7. In fact, probably not Resi 7 because I've barely touched it, so I'd be too focused on the game as opposed to actually talking about the game. So probably one of the older Resi games.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with those at all, so I would not be the person to talk to about that. You'd be better off. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be familiar. It's just, I mean, like right now we're not talking directly about what's happening in Isolation, so we don't have to talk about the game I'm playing. We just have to talk about the things around it. And like today, we've been talking quite a lot about Alien, and I'm very happy to do so. I really enjoy talking about Alien.
We always talk about Alien. That always comes up in a conversation for at least 15 minutes.
Too right. It's like my favourite well, it's one of my favourite franchises. My favourite is still far and away Star Wars.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'll ask anybody else about Aliens, and they're just kind of looking at me like, I haven't watched any of them. I've watched AVP, or they've watched Prometheus or Covenant. I'm like...
I hope the first thing you proceed to do is slap them with something heavy.
I try to, but half the time they're from online, and then I can't do it, because that would involve me buying a plane ticket. And I'd be broke.
Goddamn Atlantic Ocean.
Just like, oh, I can't go over here. Oh, I can't go over there. I can't scold you properly. How dare you have only watched this? I personally did like AVP. Requiem, though, is a whole... They had so much potential to introduce that sort of a hybrid, but no, they had to go and pull Lost World Jurassic Park and put it in the middle of a city.
I think
whatever.
The biggest letdown in any movie ever when it was in that one. It shows the Predator on his home planet. He gets out his alien raping mask and then proceeds to get raped by the aliens. Total fucking cock tease.
I don't get it, because it was just aggravating to me. I was just like, Because it's kind of funny, like the second Predator in the jungle. Like, not jungle, in the city, instead of like in a jungle or like,
I didn't have an issue with that.
Done.
Seriously,
I didn't like it as much. And then you also see, example, Jurassic Park, like I said, like, hey, second movie of the series, let's put this in the city, because that's going to go right. Hey, guess what? We have a second AVP movie. Are we seeing, potentially, the pattern here?
I'm thinking do you know something? Right now, I am thinking I haven't seen Jurassic Park 2.
Oh.
I must
that has Jeff Goldblum in it. You get to meet his daughter. It ends up, the baby
Who was in the
Rex
first one, then? I thought Jeff Goldblum was in the first one.
He was in the first one. He also was in the second one. He was more centered in the second one.
Who was in the third? Was it Sam Neill in the third?
Yeah, Sam Neill came back for the third, and he was going with a family to, they kind of baited him into going along with them. But they were actually looking for their son that went missing after like a vacation trip he went on with a family friend that just kind of went sideways, and they like, we need a dinosaur expert because we know the shit that went down on the other island. So he obviously knows what happens if he goes over here. Yeah, he doesn't want to go. He didn't know. He got tricked into going with his assistant. So they went and saved a kid, and yeah, people got ate. All the good shit. It was fun.
Yeah, which was
I
the
like
one that the
Jurassic.
T-Rex got loose in the city?
That was the second one. That was the Jeff Goldblum one, and he was in a car at some point, and the T-Rex was chasing them because they had a baby.
Vaguely remember, yeah. See, it's a bit like, what's it called? Ghostbusters 2. Until I saw it again at the age of 20, I'd only ever seen it once at the age of, 10. So, I couldn't remember it.
Like you watching Land Before Time recently, and I was like, I'm gonna break you. Bring it.
I must have seen that as a kid. I must have seen that film as a kid. But because I hadn't seen it in so long, my brain was just like, eh? Yeah, but then it's from that era of Disney where the whole point of Disney was to snap children's self-esteems clean in half. Or snap children's trust in adults clean in half. Take your pick.
Oh, speaking of like sad movies such as Land Before Time, I was talking about that with a coworker recently, and we were talking about movies that were like, that pulled at your heartstrings, and I brought up a not kid-related movie. They have not seen The Green Mile.
Holy shit, The Green Mile.
I break them.
Currently, one of the 5 movies ever to draw tears from me.
Oh, I will cry like a baby. I can't deal with that shit, man.
It's the bit where Dell gets killed, and the bit where I can't even think of his name now. It's been that while since I've said it. It's been a few years since I saw Green Mile. The one that Michael Duncan Clark.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
I can never remember which order that goes in without IMDb in him. But yeah, it's the bit where he gets executed always gets me. And then right at the very end where the little mouse comes out, and it's just sort of like that gets me as well.
I was just like, he's still alive. He pushes like the little spool out. That crushed me when that mouse first died, though. I was just like, well, there goes everything. Fudge.
Yeah, it's.
Can't deal with that. I don't even remember what the mouse's name was. Like, what was it? Oh, Lord.
Mr. Jingles.
Yes! Oh, it was so cute. Loved it.
I'm trying to think what the other films were now. See, Land Before Time got me, and that's only recently got onto the list. Yeah, Green Mile. To End All Wars got me pretty badly.
I had a brief moment with Shawshank Redemption. It wasn't the whole movie that was sad, but there was one little part in it that was just kind of like, ow. Why?
I have seen Shawshank, but not for a very long time.
Yeah, it was just
have
the part where how
I
they
might have to see
found
if
what
it's on
happened. I was
Netflix.
like, oh, my feels. I could deal with the rest of it, but it was so nice.
Yeah, well, don't ruin it because I'll see if I can find a copy of that knocking around. I'm sure there is one.
Oh, you want me to break you again by giving you suggestions of things? Hey, you should watch that.
I'm trying to think of what the other movies that made me cry were. Inside Out. Oh shit! Fucking God, you freaked the shit out of me, you freaky bald bastard. Go away. No one likes you. There's a reason you're never invited to parties. You horrible bastard. Fuck off.
What happened? I need to know. I can't tell.
I turned around and there was a Joe.
Oh, that'll do it.
Oh. Fucking pricks, I hate Joes. But, yeah, so To End All Wars got me, Inside Out got me, but in fairness, I'm thinking that wasn't so much the movie being upsetting and more about the fact that... Can you get through that door? Please tell me you can't get through that door. That door's closed. Ha 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 ha, you can't get me.
Oh Lord.
Na na na
He's
na
asking
na
for
na.
it. He's asking for it, people. Who's hoping that he gets jumped by something in like the next 10, 20 seconds? Because that'd be excellent.
It's likely to happen. It's a working Joe. But yeah, so to end all wars at the very end, after all of the horrendous shit that happened in To End All Wars, it's the fact that it's a true story and the characters meet up at the end and they're friends. They talk like they're old companions. And that like legitimately upset me. Really, really, really upset me. And then yeah, Inside Out, the bit where Bing Bong gets
Who?
have you not seen Inside Out?
No.
It's the one with the where the feelings have feelings.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I didn't actually watch it. So
It was a pretty good film.
I put it away at the library, but I don't know that much about the actual film. So yeah.
Well, there's this one bit where the imaginary friend gets forgotten, and because he's been personified, that is obviously immediately upsetting. Oh, go. Ah, damn it! I hate these fucking mini games. Yeah, because I'm spaz. There we go. Right. Yeah, it's just this one bit. To be fair, I was moving home and I was stressed out. I was wound up. I was just having a really shitty time, and then that happened, and I was like, I'm trying to think of what the other film was that got me. I can't
Can we
think
get
of
to
what.
watch The Incredible Journey?
What The Incredible Journey? I don't know that one.
Oh, I think everybody would be interested in you potentially watching that.
Possibly. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what the other films I've seen that got my tears were. I'm looking round for inspiration at my DVD collection, and it's just not coming. Wow. That her face at the end of that movie clip didn't half remind me of what she looked like at the end of in that mod, the Left 4 Dead 2 mod.
Oh yeah. Like I could tell what character it was supposed to be, but she just looked really jacked up. Just saying.
Well, they basically stretched the skin of Amanda Ripley over Zoe on Left 4 Dead 2, and that would have been fine, but they didn't animate any movement in the mouth. So, whenever the facial expression changed on Zoe's character frame, the face just distorted horrendously. I was just staring at it like, oh god, I've got to turn that mod off. So,
Man.
I am now making my merry way back out of communications.
You go through there really quick. I just kind of creep my way through the game. I don't think anyone would have fun watching that.
It's a sort of it's finding a balance really with games like this. If you act scared, then you never get anywhere. I mean, you know as well as I do that the game scares the shit out of me. Especially when you start coming across the fucking facehuggers.
Yeah, no thank you for that part.
It's not too bad once you know where they are. Like, for example, I now know where the only place in the whole game that I'm aware of where 3 show up at once. And that place can fuck off. So are you actually still playing?
No.
What are you doing now?
What do you think I'm doing?
You're back on Ark.
Oh, look at him. He has a brain. He even uses it sometimes.
Not commonly, but let's be honest, I didn't hear the music. Do, 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 do. Great, I'll have that in my head for the next month now. Thanks, Kat. Real nice. Your fault. God, that game is arse.
It's a little rough.
Rough. There are Badger's back passages out there that are considerably smoother. Oh, shit. Go away, no one's your friend. Run, 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 run. Ha 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 ha.
Oh my lord.
Bye bye, sucker. Anytime now, lift.
Oh lord. Not today, sorry.
None of you can see me doing it, but I'm giving those working Joes the middle finger. Watch it open up now and there'll be 4 more.
I hope so.
I believe they're doing another Colonial Marines, aren't they? Or they're doing some kind of replacement for Colonial Marines.
Oh man, I don't know. Should I Google this?
You're the one that sent me the thing originally. It was like a nothing. Well, to be honest, it was a Facebook video. So let's be honest. It was about 2 minutes of footage from Alien Isolation with a load of text overlaying saying they're redoing it. And depending on who's redoing it, it will give us a vague idea of how much they plan to fuck it up.
The new Alien Leaders in Development. I found a news article. It says January 18th, 2018. It's from PC Gamer.
Well, the article's from then, or the game's due then, because we're way past that time. I don't think it was this year. I think it was the end of last year that you told me about it, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that the article's from there.
A new Alien Shooters in development. Damn. It's coming via Fox Next Games, which is a relatively new games branch of Fox. Has since employed talent responsible for working on games like Doom, Borderlands, Bioshock Infinite, and more. Come on. Information will be great.
I see you drooling there, Vent. I ain't walking under you when you're drooling.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just talking about the vent shaft dribbling away.
Yeah. Says it's pretty unlikely that we'll ever see Creative Assembly deliver an Isolation sequel, which sucks, because I liked it.
4 years down the line and you've still not finished it.
I've watched it get played, I just haven't touched it myself. I'm surprised I got as far as I did in, like, a week. But I was like, we're gonna put this down.
Can't say I blame you, to be honest. The game is genuinely scary.
After you told me I was close to the hive, I was like, nah.
You're not so close that it makes a difference. Nah, you're not so close that it'll make a difference. You know, you're at that sort of stage of the game where you are about to start coming across the. How do I describe? You've got the Apollo core to do, which is why I'm surprised you're not still playing, because you don't have to deal with the Xenos for ages yet.
I don't want to deal with the Joes. You say nothing works against them, basically.
Well, the EMPs don't. You can still set fire to them. You can still blow them up, but they just take more punishment.
How am I supposed to set fire to them with only having like 2 Molotovs?
Build more Molotovs. What do you want from me? You should have plenty of resources. I had. Not only did I have all of my Molotov storage full, I was carrying enough to build more Molotovs.
Yeah, it's just what I want. An angry, displeased android coming at me while it is on fire. That is like, hey, use the flamethrower on the zombies.
Flamethrower on the zombies? Oh, what the hell? You didn't just see me. Don't play this game with me.
I hope it saw you.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm about to get completely fucked up by the Xeno. Jesus Christ.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. For the record, working Joes don't do dying when you shoot them.
They don't die as easily? That's interesting.
Christ no, full magazine into a working Joe's face and it didn't do dying.
That's odd, because I think it takes usually 2 shots to the head to kill it, 2 or 3 shots. At least
Something
on
like that.
on the easier difficulties, I should say. I'd feel like that would be a standard practice, though, that if you shoot something in the face 2 or 3 times, in all likeliness, it's probably dead. Or non-functioning.
Well, I hate to break it to you, that Joe was very much functioning, and I have now only got 1 revolver round left. And how the hell it saw me. Although, that being said, I'm fairly certain any commenters will point out happily how it saw me. Bastards.
Well, if you upload this, like, tonight or in the near future, I will comment on how it saw you.
I'll have to run it through Handbrake. Otherwise the size of the file will be like 30 gig.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, they save big on this program, unfortunately.
Well, you'll get it done quickly, so...
Oh shit, my life! Run, 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 run.
Shit your life. Like, whose ass was your life stuff up into? I'm just curious.
Ridley Scott's.
Oh, okay. Now that we smoothed that out, just was wondering. Wanted to know.
So, another random alien fact. Did I tell you that the suits were so hot that the actors were passing out in them? And then when they... to make the scene with the giant sort of... You know when they go into the room where the space jockey was? To make that room seem bigger, they put children in the suits.
Wow.
And that went about as well as you're thinking it did.
Oh, Lord. Little kids passed out.
Apparently it wasn't far off.
That is so funny.
Oh shit! That's not dead.
Well, make it dead.
Well, I'm about to be dead.
Oh, that's not good. Fix that. Defib unit medic.
Someone phone the British police. But yeah, IMDb has some really interesting facts about Alien. Like the facehuggers were meant to be green, but apparently it made it more plausible and scary if they were skin coloured.
I don't know how I'd feel about that.
Well, would you be as scared of them if they were green?
Probably not.
Exactly.
I think the flesh color works quite well for the facehugger, though. I think that's better than it being black.
That's basically it. The basic gel, the color of the gel they were using looked more effective as a fear tactic.
Oh man.
Simet Tower, exactly where I don't want to be.
Whoa, our call's been going on for 142?
Yeah, the video itself hasn't though. The video's only at 128.
Yeah. It's crazy though. Well, you were testing.
Like I say, we had to do a few audio checks.
And
I'll probably upload this and then discover it's got a fuck ton of echoes on the audio or something silly.
I hope not.
It's going to get uploaded one way or another. I'm only doing this for fun. I'm not that bothered.
Well, you can continue tomorrow, so that's gonna be great.
Samuels!
I like him.
How did I come out on this side?
Wait, so if you're already there, you come out of comm, so you're going to medical.
I'm going to medical. I'm probably going to die in medical, and then I'm probably going to come off the thing. I'll try to repair the radio booster. You mean what if the creature shows up? You do exactly what everybody else does. You either die or you hide. Right, those are the options. Die or hide. There is no try. Yeah, it's a shame how disappointing the Alien franchise has become over the years. It's just, I suppose once it hit Aliens, which is, let's be honest, like a 10 out of 10, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, there's no way they could maintain that type of effectiveness of just being, really good. It's like, hey, this was effective, that part was effective, there was not a lot of screen time of this. It was good.
I think, considering it's an action film, it's really, really got a decent fear atmosphere to it. Because, I mean, there's two different ways of looking at the Colonial Marines in that film. One is that they're inept and stupid and that they were going to fuck up from the off because they went in with hubris. The other is that they're hard and that they were put into a situation where they were against something so unthinkably unkillable that it was just never going to win. But either way, they were fucked.
Yeah.
Tell you one thing you did miss out on from, well, I say miss out, you'd probably be sad about it, from Colonial Marines, is the fate of Hudson.
He was still alive for a little while, wasn't he?
Yeah, he got face-hugged.
That's so sad.
Did you know what happened to Burke as well? In fact, there is footage of what happened to Burke. There's a full storyboard for it and everything. Burke got face-hugged. But they cut it out because Ripley gives him a grenade because he realises he's about to die, so she give him a grenade to let him do it himself. But then they realised that the gestation period would have been so short it would have been out of continuity. So they decided to cut it. What they should have done is just put a section of it where they showed his clothing with a man with a facehugger.
That would make sense. I mean, I like the way he went out. I was just like, you deserved it, you bastard. You slimy, slimy bastard.
I'm going to say, does anybody deserve what happened to...
Burke did.
No, I mean, does anyone deserve what would have happened to him in his cut section?
I don't know. Certain people would.
I'm inclined to think nobody deserves that, if I'm honest. I mean, what a horrible way to die. I mean, I still maintain my little theory about what I was saying about the facehuggers, is that they don't need you to open your mouth. Because the idea is that the tail forces you to gasp. It basically sets off your gasp reaction by clenching your throat, forcing your mouth to open. But I maintain if they can secrete acid and get their all they have to do is melt your face off and stick their thing down your throat anyway.
Their thing.
Their ovipositor.
Yeah, they could melt your face. Be like, bye bye jaw, we don't need that.
Like, that's in the way, bye bye. Like, you'll be dead in 2 minutes, mate. You don't need this jaw.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a little longer than 2 minutes, but I don't know. I guess they can only do so much damage to the host though beforehand, because if they die before the...
I suppose they might go into... They wake up and realise that half of their face is missing, they might well go into shock.
Or their body just might go into shock, at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, there is that, I guess.
It's like, aw, you went and, broke our little, little egg deposit. Why would you do that?
I mean, I stand by that. I mean, that is a genuinely scary concept, that maybe that is something that can happen with the more resistant of creatures.
Yeah, also you say that basically they just look for any kind of orifice, right? So...
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of orifices on the human body.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it as well, not even necessarily the obvious orifices, there's one really quite... the thin... where your umbilical cord used to be, your belly button, theoretically, that leads straight into your gut.
Well, it's not an open orifice anymore. Could that still even...
Yeah. I think they use it in surgery sometimes because it's something that can be easily resealed.
Hmm.
I mean, I dread to think about what it would take to open it with force, but yeah.
I feel like that would do enough damage, though, that
Yeah, it probably
the
dissolve if you're going to acid that, it would probably dissolve everything inside too.
yeah, and then it would be completely wasted. Yeah. I still want to know where the egg goes, technically. So it's going down your esophagus. So it would be somewhere around like what? Your lungs, but it'd have to either be in your lungs or down into your stomach. And if it's growing to the size of a chest burster, I mean,
Now, see, this bit depends upon which version of this you're reading or listening to. So some of them say it's a physical embryo that the facehugger implants.
yeah, but where's the physical embryo go? Like,
Yeah.
how does it get out of the esophagus and everything? Like, where?
Oh, we're strong arming this. We're strong arming it. We're strong arming it. Run, 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 run. 1702. You must know where I am right now. So, yeah. The other version of it is that it deposits a collection of cancers, and it's unremovable once it's there. It has to come out via its natural means, which is kind of scary. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was listening.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. I was contemplating, like, well, I guess the natural means is what they had to do with Ripley in Resurrection, right? So.
No,
Or
the natural
sort of
resurrection.
natural.
Yeah, I mean Ripley in Resurrection is a different case because she's part alien. Her DNA has been melded. But I'm talking about the only way up to a certain point. At least Ripley is the only case of one ever being removed surgically on screen. Other than that, the people die, apparently. I mean, if you believe Colonial Marines' storyline, the placenta is so toxic that you just die as soon as they remove it.
Ugh. That's lovely.
I can hear you out there, Mr. Alien. I'm going to sit in this locker for a couple of minutes and let you move off. Yep, I thought you might come in here. Straight to the locker. What a surprise. Go away. Yeah, the version that I've read, it's like a collection of cancers.
That would make more sense given like where it's located, because it would either be in your lungs, which you would notice far before it got to the size it got to, or it would be in your stomach.
Not necessarily. You use the same tubes to get to your stomach that you do to get to your lungs. That's why you can choke and drown by swallowing water.
I was gonna say it would either be there or the other place, or it would be blocking off your air supply. Like, I feel like the cancer collection of it, like, you know, ending somewhere else would make a lot more sense, at least to me.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just different versions. I mean, like AVP Requiem. I know neither one of us really want to accept anything that movie has to offer, but the Predalien's ovipositor appears to actually force something down that woman's throat. See, that's actually quite an effective horror method.
That was disgusting.
Yeah, it's quite an effective bit of horror, that, because it displays something that's quite scary. You know, because she's conscious while it's happening, the implications are quite terrifying. See, that, despite that film being a general fuck-up, there were a few things in it that were quite effective.
Yeah, man. I wish we just had gotten to see the Predalien a little, you know, clearer, I guess I should say. Because, I mean, it felt like the movie was cheap to me, from, you know, the lighting effects and the like, and then just, I don't know, the unknown actors, or at least some of them.
Oh, I said there's a couple in there I recognise quite well.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. There's like, I don't know who you are. You were in this, and I don't know who you are.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And they aren't even pulling anybody old in. It's just like, nope, this is whole new thing that's a mess. Lol.
It was legitimately badly handled, I agree. Oh, I buggered that up somewhat fierce. Great. You've got to aim high with the noisemakers, otherwise they just bounce straight back to where you don't want them.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah, yeah, it's a very mixed reception for AVP Requiem. I mean, yeah, it's a terrible, terrible film. It should never have been a thing. I mean, I don't like the idea of it being on Earth. I think it should have been a part of the Alien franchise that we already know and love, you know, or even the AVP franchise we already know and love. The comics where it's all set in colonial marine times, the games which are all set in colonial marine times. I think that if they'd have done that, they'd have been much better off than the way they did things. Now, where did that just go? Great, it's coming back.
So what part have you gotten to, since I can't see?
I'm just trying to make my way back out of medical right now.
Back out already? Jeez.
Or back out of the psych ward, I should say.
You're gonna have this game so memorized. We're trying, man, we're trying.
Well, unfortunately, I'm missing a component for a noisemaker, and I completely buggered up with the other noisemaker, so
That's not good.
getting out of it is proving a bit trickier than planned. But yeah, I think the collection of cancers thing seems to make a little bit more sense, I guess.
Yeah, because I'm just kind of wondering where it would sit, where it's not gonna like cause damage already. Because I mean, if it's already like in your esophagus or your stomach, either your acid from your stomach might be eating at it, or it's gonna be blocking off your air supply. So I figure it would have to be like, you know, somewhere external from the esophagus. So I feel like that's possibly what happened.
Maybe. I need that alien to start playing with that flare. Face the other way, thank you. Yeah, you play with that, mate, while I escape. I mean, one way or another, the whole point, the whole scary thing about the facehugger, the chestburster, is that it is quite literally eating its way out of your body.
Yeah. Kind of bad.
Yeah, kind of terrifying. I am so close to being out, I can't even tell where that bastard's just gone. Oh, the flare is coming through the wall. Well done, Sega. Oh, well done, Creative Assembly. Yeah, you go that way. You go that way. Good boy. I mean, one detail I really like about the alien is that you can see the human skull through the carapace on the front of its head.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. A little creepy, but I do like it.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing's meant to be creepy. It's a very effective horror device, like I say. Do you remember when you went through Exoplanet Solutions?
Which part was that? Give me a quick...
Just after you get the flamethrower, you're just making your way down. It's before you get the plasma torch. So you've already got the flame torch. You've just get the plasma torch, the upgrade, the first upgrade to the cutting torch.
I think I might know what you're talking about. Roughly.
Yeah, because just before you go to that, like, oh, hey, Coleman's about to die to the Xeno. Go and open the door. There it is.
You were so excited.
Well, the prick deserves it. Time for me to leave.
Who got
But,
killed by it again? One more time?
The Coleman, the doctor in the.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Coleman. Alright.
That guy totally deserves it. So yeah, Exoplanet Solutions. You go in. There's a woman sitting in a waiting room looking out into space.
Oh,
And-
yeah, then you have to go in there, and you go around the area, and sometimes the alien drops in, but you have to be careful, because at the very end of the room, the camera is scanning back and forth.
Yeah,
And,
that's the one.
yeah.
So that woman's there, and like I went through some like interesting measures to try and keep that woman alive, because I was like, it was just out of sheer curiosity to see what had happened to her. And then I went back looking for the Nostromo logs, as you know, my last playthrough was to hunt those fuckers down, and like we're talking ages later that I went back. Like after the androids start killing everyone, everything's changed. She's still there, sitting there, staring out into space, and the first words she says to me is, "You know we're all going to die, don't you?" I'm like, "Well, you are. Love, you haven't moved 2 inches in ages."
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's just the fact that she's still sat there. No, I don't want a smoke bomb. I want a noisemaker. I still can't make a noisemaker. What am I missing? Charge back. I hear the Xeno. I just don't see the Xeno. I can't remember. Does it come down in this section with the cooling rods?
With the cooling rods, I'm going through it in my head. Hold on. Yes. For me, it did.
Well, since we're on the conversation, I can't. I've got the audio turned down so it doesn't interfere with the recording.
Right.
So I can't hear properly. So obviously, a large component of this game is the audio, and I can't make out the audio for the alien. I can sort of hear it's like moving around, but I can't. It means me going into the settings for the recording.
Oh, that is unfortunate. I am sorry. But yeah, the alien does occasionally show up down there, so I would keep your motion. Oh, right, that doesn't work all the time. It does occasionally show up down there. Have fun.
I say you are the most useful human being right now, and never change, never change. You are the best. As I busy crawl, cowering along a fucking corridor, holding a cooling rod. I am legitimately surprised at how well I'm doing, considering I'm on a nightmare. I honestly thought that the alien would be more terrifying, but since I never seem to die to the alien through, I never get like the hiss warning from the alien anyway. Are you still there, or did it cut off?
I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
listening.
Silence makes me fear the internet's problems. But yeah, since since I never get the hiss warning from the alien anyway, I sort of been fearing that, like, normally if it's about to kill me, it just rushes me and kills me.
Yeah.
I think it's the resource thing on Nightmare that makes it hard. And the fact that your motion tracker's about as useful as a fucking condom that's got air holes in it. Yeah, this seems to be going... I mean, I'm going to a bit now that I die on fairly reliably. Did I just hear it come down? Why am I going back to find out? What the hell's wrong with me?
Like, I need to go look.
Well, I'm hearing it, so I'm assuming it did. I'm hearing thud, thud, thud somewhere. Watch it be at the top of this vent now. do with a charge pack?
Oh, I spaced in this egg hatch. Wait, come back. Stop moving. You're another 454. You're not special. Ugh. Unless you have a mutation.
Shit, it just dropped down in the room with me.
That's nice.
Stop hissing and go away.
Wow, 3 mutations on that side?
Well, that went well. It didn't see me. I'm sure it will, and I'm sure the amount of caffeine that's currently pumping through me is going to give me a heart attack when it does. Oh, there it is. So gonna die. Yep, there it is. Walked straight into that one.
I enjoyed that.
Yep. I think that ends the video at 1 hour 50 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot to upload. Just saying.
I'm gonna run it. I'll run it through Handbrake. You know, it'll be fine. So, yeah, I don't have an outro of any description to do, so because I'm doing this purely for shits and giggles. So yeah, Alien Isolation, still an excellent game. I've just put an extra fucking 2 hours on my 48-hour timer. Because I haven't spent enough time on Alien Isolation in the last couple of weeks. Although I will admit, at least this time, I'm sober. So, I guess, see everyone around.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, look forward to recording another one.
Play tomorrow.
Probably won't be at 2 in the morning tomorrow though, because I do have things to do on Tuesday.
Fine.
Quit game. Bye bye everyone.
Goodbye.